On this episode of Designing Spaces, we'll learn about important insurance information you need to know. It's time to design. Let's go. When you own a construction company, you know your work can be difficult and sometimes dangerous, and there are inherent threats of serious injuries, property damage claims, and litigation. But how do you know what you've been doing to manage this risk is producing the best results for your company? If you're looking for a new approach and uncommon results with your insurance situation, let's introduce you to Gilbert Insurance Group and discover how their unique orientation and philosophy has helped them produce some amazing accomplishments for many of the greatest and most highly respected construction companies in Arizona and throughout the Southwest.
I've been an insurance agent now for over 20 years. I started Gilbert Insurance Group back in 2009 with my vice president, Kim Wyckoff. We're an independent insurance agency. We specialize in construction, and we're located in downtown Gilbert, Arizona, which is in the Phoenix metro area. Construction is huge in Arizona, and we're fortunate to work with many of the largest, most highly respected, industry-leading construction companies, mainly in Arizona, and also in New Mexico and Texas. We compete against the top insurance agencies in our markets. When we started the agency back in 2009, it was a very challenging time. The economy was crashing and construction basically came to a halt in Arizona. We managed to get through that and survive, so we were just plugging along for a few years out there, competing in the marketplace, saying what you say and doing what you do to sell insurance, and just trying to compete and thinking that doing all of this and just working harder every year was the way for us to succeed.
Inventing and implementing strategic solutions that take care of complex concerns are why businesses trust Gilbert Insurance Group.
Even though we were competing at the highest level with the top competitors, it really started to occur to me that there was this indifference to the value of an insurance agent. So indifference sets in when a business gets 20 calls a couple months before their renewal date from insurance agents, and the calls, they all sound the same. Indifference sets in when they set up meetings with 2 or 3 different agencies so they can do their due diligence, and all the meetings go about the same. They gather information, they review the coverages, they try to find some gaps or mistakes in their current coverage. Then they promote how long their agency's been around, how large they are, and how that gives them leverage with the carriers. And then they throw in some risk management resources, promise excellent service, and then try to come back with the lowest quotes with adequate coverage. This is the traditional approach. It's so ingrained, it's common. So the only thing really left of value for the client is the lowest quote. And since it's the carrier's quote, the value then gets shifted and mostly placed on the insurance carrier. So with this, it doesn't really matter who the agent is, since they're only valued to the extent they can deliver the quotes from the carrier. And there really isn't anything special about that. That's why agents work really hard at relationships. They say insurance is a relationship business. I think that can be a way or a tactic to maybe offset a lack of value. And I think this could describe a lot of industries, but it's really baked in hard in the insurance industry. Now, don't get me wrong, we all work very hard to develop great relationships, but I think the better way to build trust in a relationship is by consistently producing valuable outcomes for them. If you think about it, the traditional approach, which is common, can only produce common outcomes. And that's what we wanted to change. So back in 2014, we changed our entire approach to insurance, changed our orientation, and adopted a new philosophy. Today, I say our orientation philosophy is our #1 competitive advantage. So first of all, we're oriented around 4 things. Number 1, just treating our clients like they're people. And 2, we orient around their concerns. And number 3, we help them avoid various breakdowns. And the 4th part is when we can open up new opportunities for them, like getting a carrier to make an exception and offer coverage to a risk they wouldn't normally insure, or even helping our clients achieve a status in the insurance marketplace that gets them permanent best terms and pricing. And this is where we can really produce a big accomplishment for our clients. And I'd like to make a distinction here. Our accomplishments aren't having a big client. Our accomplishments are the outcomes we produce for our clients. And there's really a big difference with that. So you can see how this orientation opens up space for us to design and invent new offers, practices, narratives, and strategies for our clients. The traditional orientation, or what I call the make a sale orientation, doesn't allow for. So what I see in our industry is insurance agents who are oriented around making a sale, which is a me concern. So once the sale is made, they move on to make the next sale, and it's their orientation that dictates this. When they move on to make the next sale, there's really no space left for them to go back and design and invent anything that would produce more value. So with a make a sale orientation, it's really not possible to be anything other than common or ordinary. And this is why I say our number one competitive advantage is our orientation. So along with our orientation, we adopted a new business philosophy. It's called the AGI Advantage. Now, I don't know whether it was the new philosophy that changed our orientation, or if it was our orientation that really allowed for us to be open to adopting the new philosophy. But either way, this philosophy helps people and businesses increase their value in the marketplace. You know, with AGI, you learn strategic knowledge, like how to design new, highly valued offers, build networks that increase your capabilities, and you learn how to establish a superior identity in the marketplace, and then build trust with your clients. There's a lot more to it than that, but it's really helped us increase our capabilities to provide superior help to our clients that we just wouldn't have been able to do before.
I'm Greg Charnagle, and I'm the CEO of the AGI Advantage. For over 30 years, I've been teaching people in over 80 different industries, including construction, manufacturing, insurance, and many others, how to learn and use AGI to produce competitive advantages to fulfill their and their customers' business missions and personal ambitions. I've been working with Aaron and Kim for many years to help them and their team produce competitive advantages for their customers. They've been learning AGI and using it to invent new specific offers and strategies in their marketplace and to help their customers drop their costs, build their identities, and build leadership roles in the industry. When people learn AGI, they learn a competitive strategy. The strategy is organized around and includes helping people design competitive advantages, produce highly valued accomplishments with their customers, such as reducing cost, increasing customer satisfaction, and building superior identities of trust, value, and leadership in the marketplace. Using AGI has people produce a steady stream of new services and products or offers and practices that are fresh, that are highly valued and scarce relative to demand, that gives them a competitive advantage. Given that what people invent is new, the newness usually requires a bit of an explanation so that people can see how to value and how to exploit it for themselves.
Shift your perspective on insurance and change your outcomes for the better.
Given my background and experience working in some of the largest agencies in Arizona and the largest agency in the world, in my position specifically, I was capped at what I was allowed to do. And so when I saw relevant needs for my clients, I wasn't allowed to design and invent anything that would complement the insurance offerings that we gave them. The most important thing that I feel clients of Gilbert Insurance Group should know is that we have the autonomy to design and invent new things that surrounds their practical concerns. We also have the ability to look in the future, to make assessments of emerging threats, risks, obligations, opportunities, and design and invent things around them that actually suit what their business model is and what their concerns are.
We call our service offer BAM. The acronym stands for Building, Assessing, Managing. So our offer is around building a powerful identity for our clients with carriers in the marketplace. That's what we want to do overall. And we are assessing their strengths that we can exploit, and we're assessing their weaknesses so we can implement new practices and strategies that will be helpful with different situations that come up. And then last, we are managing their risk to produce the best possible outcomes we can for them. BAM. Our service offer keeps our clients in the best position in the marketplace to pay the lowest premiums. So we find our strategic approach to service is more valuable than the traditional common, you receive a request, you complete the task type orientation. That is not us. We of course fulfill on those requests and we are fantastic at them and we do an amazing job, but those tasks are just nested inside the context of a bigger strategy designed to produce a more intentional, meaningful outcome.
I've worked for some big brokers, some of the largest brokers in the world, and the biggest difference between them and Gilbert Insurance Group is those brokers are task-oriented. They are focused on profitability of the agency or the brokerage and not necessarily the best thing for the client. Here we look at a client as a whole. We are able to develop a service plan based on who they are, what's unique to their company, versus putting them in a box and comparing them to all other companies that are in their industry. We can take each individual that works at that company that is involved with the insurance program and develop our service plan to better help them. Not every contractor or client of ours is set up the same way. Some of them have 1 or 2 people involved. Some of them is a huge C-suite. We can develop our service plan based on what they want us to do. Here, management is involved daily. If we have a question arise or we need some help looking up something new, it's a collaboration between everyone in the office. There isn't a hierarchy where you have to ask for permission to explore a new opportunity. We have the time, we aren't constrained by time. We can do the research for any particular client. We can explore new offerings. We can create a new method to provide them service, whereas other places it's more of a bureaucracy. It takes a long time to change directions, and there's a hierarchy to seek permission to even explore something new. We're going to look for the most comprehensive coverage for you to fit your needs. What we're trying to do is provide service, but we're also creating a relationship between you and your carrier so that they understand the business that you're in. We want our clients to know that we value their time. We understand their business, and we want to take the time to understand the business the way they want us to understand their business. We want to make sure that we're providing service to them, and it's not necessarily going to be the same service we provide to someone else because they might have a different need.
So there are 2 really unique offers we make to our contractors. One is an offer we call Fail-Safe for our general contractors. This helps them manage their certificates of insurance and transfer the risk back to their subcontractors.
The benefits of Fail-Safe to the general contractor are that we transfer their risk to the subcontractors. They're the ones doing the work, and so they should inherit that risk. The carrier wants to see that. That's going to reduce the general contractor's premiums, and really it should reduce their premiums year after year after year, because if we can show that they have a good percentage of compliance from their subcontractors, we're always going to get the best pricing on that. And how we help them do that, we have software, we consult them on their certificates of insurance, we consult them on their wording for their insurance requirements on their contract, and many other different things that help them along the way to make sure that they're getting the compliance that they need. Another aspect of Fail-Safe is that we've designed a whole portal with videos that help you fight the battle with the subcontractors, getting the endorsements that you need. If you need an additional insured endorsement or you need a waiver of subrogation, we have videos that explain why it's important to the subcontractor that they provide those things, because they're signing contracts that say they're supposed to provide those things, and if they don't, they're potentially on the hook out of pocket for any claim that might arise because of that. And so there's tools that we keep adding to the Fail-Safe program for whoever's managing those certificates of insurance that help them get a subcontractor compliant.
The Fail-Safe program that Gilbert Insurance has put together has really made a difference in our security, our ability to make sure we're protecting our clients and making sure our trades are protected as well. The Gilbert Insurance team has shown us over the years that there's things that are slidden in the policy that if you don't have someone that knows how to read that policy and to review that policy, you can assume you have coverage, but there's loopholes that say, no, you may not have coverage. So there's a lot of levels of that insurance management that Fail-Safe helps Cullum Homes protect ourselves. Gilbert Insurance stays with the policy, they've serviced the policy. It's much more comprehensive service from Gilbert Insurance than anyone we've seen in the industry.
Another offer we make is a construction defect strategy for trade contractors who get named in mass action construction defect suits. And this can be a big problem for them, so we've developed a strategy with a team of our own attorneys adjusters and underwriters to help them manage these claims in a way that it won't cause major ongoing issues with their insurance.
When a contractor is sued, they need legal representation, and that's where I come in. So what we do is, because of my unique background, I'm able to help the contractors in their litigation whenever they're sued, but also the other side of it is really trying to get them stabilized in their insurance picture, which is a big cost for all of my contractor clients. And that's where Gilbert Insurance really comes in and helps save significant amounts of money when it comes to the insurance side of construction defect. I've helped educate them on the legal side of how construction defect lawsuits work. And likewise, they've helped educate me on the insurance side of construction defect. And with those two expertises coming together, it has produced something that is just not easily duplicated in the market at all.
This is Chris Otero with Otero Brothers Roofing in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And over the past few years, we've been having issues keeping our rates down with our general liability and workman's comp insurance due to all the construction defect litigations going on in the state. And that's when we started searching for Gilbert Insurance, and we got lucky enough to find them. So I know, working with Aaron and Danielle, which Danielle over there, she's amazing. They really put together a program it's had to be over like the last 10 years, because my parents' company actually switched to Gilbert Insurance. And from that point, they've been trying to find solutions for us and other vendors as far as helping us keep our rates down and having other options when looking for insurance in our industry. Gilbert Insurance has helped Otero Brothers Roofing save a lot of stress and, more importantly, tens of thousands of dollars on insurance costs, insurance litigations, and now we don't worry so much about our rates going up with what Gilbert Insurance has done over there. So I advise any contractors that are facing the same issues we're facing to reach out to Aaron and the new program he's put together, because I know it has been a lifesaver for us at Otero Brothers Roofing.
Working at Gilbert Insurance Group, you'll find a unique culture and open opportunities for everyone in the organization.
The way that the culture is set up here is for a specific strategy, and that strategy is all to lend to what's in the best interest of our clients for that given situation. In other organizations, it might not technically be that way. It might just be to derive a lower premium, but forget that there's a strategy behind it all on what's the best interest of the client. And sometimes that might not be a situation where we're trying to get lower premium. It might be a situation where it behooves the client to be able to work in a different strategic atmosphere, and that's what we have created here.
Absolutely agree. Gilbert Insurance Group is just one of these places that's refreshing to come in. You get to ask questions. You get to explore the answers to questions. You get to help other people answer their questions and help them research. Sometimes two insurance nerds together can be interesting. Just the different departments that we have in such a close-knit setting, it is extremely refreshing and different from anywhere else I've ever been.
Cecilia and I work right across from each other, and very often if one of us is having, a day where we're trying to think through something, we'll holler at each other across the office and just hop in and figure things out.
I've been in the insurance industry since 2011. I owned and operated a farmer's agency in Northern California for 7 years. After selling my agency in 2018, I was burned out with the constant grind of trying to retain business and write new business with a captive agency. In a captive agency, you only have one option, and it's usually not a competitive one. That's when I met Aaron and Kim here at Gilbert Insurance Group. They spoke to me about their business philosophy and orientation, which sounded different. It was very compelling and fresh. It was an offer of help versus a make-the-sale orientation. What I've learned here at Gilbert Insurance Group is that having a philosophy and an orientation designed around helping people really opens up new spaces of opportunity that did not exist before. And by having a competitive strategy, I now have a way to achieve my life, financial, and business ambitions. I've doubled our personal lines book in 2 years, and I have life insurance opportunities with our existing commercial clients. I'm surrounded by construction experts who have mentored and shown me how to offer uncommon help to large general contractors. And this has been a game changer for me. I've actually tripled my income in the last 3 years, and I'm only just getting started.
We are very fortunate to have such a highly talented group of people in our organization, and with our strategic partners who are all very passionate about providing value to our clients. It's really all about the people.
And we're always looking for something new, something better, so we're always excited about what we can all continue to accomplish as we move along. So we have fun here. A lot of people would think insurance can't be fun, but that's what we like to do around here. That's the kind of environment we like to work in.
Want to know more about Gilbert Insurance Group? Visit gilbertinsurancegroup.com and visit us at designingspaces.tv. For more information about anything you've seen on today's show, or to become part of Designing Spaces, go to our website, designingspaces.tv.